Hey guys, it's Mrs. Hefshin. If you are watching this, it means that you may have struggled a little bit with today's daily warm-up. Today's warm-up was on expanded notation. So that's a little bit different than what we saw in the previous day's lesson. So expanded notation. So we still have that word expanded there, which means yes, we are still expanding that number out or stretching that number out. We're just showing it in a little bit of a different form with expanded notation as we did with expanded form. And so as you can see here, we've got a couple of extra things added in there. We've got some parentheses. That's different than expanded form. We also have inside the parentheses an expression. So we've got a multiplication symbol here, and we've got the digit and the place here, or the value of the place. So it's a little bit different. So we're going to work two different problems today. The first one, we're going to go from expanded notation into standard form. As you saw again on the problem just before the video started, we did have four choices, but remember I said when I'm working with expanded form, expanded notation, things like that, I like to figure it out on my own first and then try to match it to one of the answer choices. So that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I like to use when going from expanded notation to standard form. So I showed you this in a previous video. What I like to do is I like to look at the greatest place that I have. And here we see that we're going to have a digit that is going to be in the 10,000s place. Since it's the 10,000s place, I know that that number has to contain 5 digits. So I'm going to put myself 5 blanks here. And that way, I know that I'm not going to skip any numbers. Since I know this is my largest digit in the number, I'm going to start there. And I look at this. 4 times 10,000. That's telling me there is a 4 in the 10,000s place. So I'm going to come down here to my blanks and I'm going to put that digit 4 in the first blank because that is the 10,000s place. Okay? Now, I'm done with that one. I'm going to move on to the next one. I know that my digit is 7 and I know that it's in the 100s place or in the hundreds place. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. If you look here at the blanks, the next blank that I have is actually in the thousands place. So what is that telling me? Think for a minute. If it doesn't list a value here, it means it has no value. And that means I'm going to put a 0 in my thousands place. This is where these blanks come in handy because it's so easy for us to forget about that 0. We don't want to do that. Now I can look at my hundreds place and I know from this expanded notation that it is telling me I need a 7 there. So I'm going to take this 7 and I'm going to drop it down to the hundreds place. I'm done with that. I'm moving on to the next set of parentheses. Here I see 9 times 10, so it's telling me that the digit I'm working with is 9, but it's telling me it's in the tens place. So I'm going to look here at my blanks and I do see, yes, in fact, the next blank is my tens place. So I'm just going to take that 9 and drop it down into that blank. Look here, I am now done with my expanded notation. I've filled in everything that it's telling me there. However, I still have a blank. Again, this is why these blanks are so very helpful because now I know since my expanded notation is telling me that that ones place does not have a value, I know that I have to put what there? Yes, a 0. Very good. And so I know that this number in standard form, we read it as 40,790. Now I can look back at my choices and see if there is one that matches. And if you pause or want to look back at that problem, the answer is actually A, 40,790. The other 3 are not the correct answer. So that's problem 1. Now I want to show it to you in a little bit of a different format. Okay, for problem number 2, it stated which shows 70,615 in expanded notation. There's that term again, expanded notation. So in the first problem, we worked from expanded notation to standard form. Now we are given the number in standard form, and we have to stretch it out and put it into expanded notation. So remember, we're going to have some parentheses, we're going to have some multiplication symbols, we're going to have some addition symbols, we're going to have some digits, and we're going to have the values of the places that our digits are in. So let's look at this. So again, we start with the largest digit. In this case, our largest digit is a 7. So to start expanded notation, we have open parentheses, and we drop down the first digit, which is that 7. Remember, in expanded notation, we're multiplying the digit by the value of the place that it is in. So I need to know what place is that 7 in. And if I look back at my number, I can see ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. That 7 is in the 10,000s place. So I'm going to multiply it by 10,000 because that's the value of the place that it's in. As you see next, my digit is a 0. Remember, no value, but we need it as a placeholder. So we definitely need it here in our standard form, but we do not need to put it in expanded notation. So I can move on to the next digit, which is a 6. So remember, parentheses, we're adding those together. I'm going to open up my next parentheses, and I'm simply going to drop that digit and multiply it by the value of the place that it is in. And if we look here, we see the 6 is in the hundreds place. Therefore, I am going to multiply it by 100 and close my parentheses. I still have more digits, so I know that I'm going to add and open up another set of parentheses. My next digit there is a 1, so I'm going to drop that 1 here. Remember, I am multiplying it by the value of the place it is in. In this number, what place is the 1 in? Yes, the 10th place. Very good. So I'm going to multiply it by 10. I have 1 digit left, so I still have to open up another set of parentheses there. That digit is a 5. So I'm going to drop the 5 there, and remember, I must multiply each digit by the value of the place it is in. Very good. And what place is our 5 in? Yes, it is in the ones place. So I simply have to multiply that 5, let me turn you a little bit, by the number 1. And then I can close my parentheses. And since that is my last digit, that is my last set of parentheses. So the expanded notation of 70,615 is 7 times 10,000 plus 6 times 100 plus 1 times 10 plus 5 times 1. And if we look back at our answer choices in the problem, we can compare those to see if ours matches any of those. So A says 7 times 1,000. I automatically know that that cannot be my answer. B says 7 times 10,000, check. 6 times 1,000, nope, that one can't be my answer. C says 7 times 10,000, yep. 6 times 100, yep. 1 times 10, yep. And 5 times 1, so I think C is my answer, but I'm going to make sure. Let's look at D. It starts with 7 times 10,000, yep. Times 6, plus 6 times 100, yep. Plus 10 times 10. No, we already said it was 1 times 10, so we know D is not it. So we were correct. C is the correct answer there. I hope this helped you to understand expanded notation just a little bit better. If you are still struggling or have more questions, please feel free to send me a message so that I can help you even further. Have a great day.